I mean, like a lot of the movies that I know, I pulled it out of a series of books called DVD Delirium on Fab Press. For my money, they're better than the Psychotronic Video Guide. They're better than Scarecrow Video or like any of those reference guides for the most part. And like if you're looking for a place to mine for movies, then those 4 books will fucking give you like literally a couple of thousand movies to start with. And this is one of them. That's where I got it. It's been on my list for years. I'd never watched it before. This is the first time I ever watched it. And honestly, I was fairly entertained for like the first 20 or 30 minutes before it just kind of got like to be too much. Like it just the sheer madness of it all.
What is it about? How about we go there?
It's about some murders that all occurred on October 15th, and they're all tied. Not all, but they're mostly tied to this Kent family or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you know, it's like a wrong man story, basically. Like, you think that the killer is this Vicky woman, but it turns out that it's been her sister the whole time, and her sister and brother have been trying to frame her and make her look to be the crazy one. The gore is pretty decent. Like, what, you know, there's that cool heart rip and like a finger chop, and
but that heart was like a plastic fake, like fucking stress ball. It looked like
the decapitations were cool, and then they like threw the heads in the fire, and that was pretty neat. You know, I mean, it looks like she might have had something to work with. Like there's just like some seriously funny stuff. Like at the very beginning when the sister kills her sister in the bathtub, and the scene ends with like, she mysteriously fell on an axe and died. You know, like...
Yeah, this...
Oh, man.
The whole time I was watching this thing was just laughable. Like,
yeah,
it's so fucking bad.
It's a train wreck in every sense of the word. It's terrible.
It reminds me of Mystery Science Theater, the shorts that they do, like either like an instructional or like one of those old-timey videos.
Yeah, I was telling my roommate, him this felt like almost like a driver's training video.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
The fact that someone tried to pass this off as an actual film is ridiculous. I mean, it's it's like a clip show, you know, more than anything. It's I can't believe that it's as long as it is. It's fucking 72 minutes long.
Held together by narration.
Yeah, by like just like a gossamer strand of narration.
Well, yeah, kind of like Night Train to Terror, like they had to have narration just to piece it together.
Right, yeah. You couldn't have just... Without that narration, this movie becomes completely nonsensical in every way.
Well, it
stayed that way, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you know, like we were talking earlier with the... they ended up dubbing over the voices. The narrator plays all the guy parts, and then they had one woman play all the women parts.
Yeah, I think that's maybe a money issue. They got in the voiceover studio and was like, we can only afford one guy, do the narration. And
they got a guy that couldn't even change his fucking voice.
I know, yeah.
The same voice for everybody.
Well, same as you. You were the mom and the chick, and you sounded the same in like every...
I wish I could find a job in voiceover acting. I feel like I could make some money.
Yeah. If they had a Christopher Walken cartoon, you could totally do it.
I can do more than just Christopher Walken.
I know, but that's my favorite one
That's my favorite one. Oh, geez, this movie. There's some nudity, there's some gore, there's very little dialogue at all.
Yeah, it's just all narration.
What we just acted out was pretty much the biggest
dialogue scene.
In the
the music kind of sounds like she just kind of got public domain stuff or something. Some of it sounds kind of like bad 90s porno music.
And speaking of the music, was it...
which was ahead of her time because it was 1983.
But Tim was talking about it because, you know, Tim's a musician and whatnot and listens to that type of stuff. Well, he was like...
Porno music?
Sounds like... Well, just the music in general.
Oh, okay.
But he was like, it sounds like they have like 3 different tracks of music playing over top of each other, and it just sounded like a chaotic mess. And it kind of did. Like it had like a jazz theme, but then there was something else underneath that, and then something else underneath that, and they just played them all together. Didn't even bother trying to like change them. And then they ended up like halfway through a scene, it'd be like this high tempo music, and then it would just stop abruptly.
It's one of those movies where the music is not like linked up to a scene, or like it clearly wasn't composed for the film to like accentuate anything. It's just random, and it'll stop halfway through a scene, and
then start
everything
back
will
up.
still be going, and it's that's one of the big signs of complete filmmaking ineptitude is when like your music is just randomly
Blow
thrown on top of shit.
You've had one too many shandies. I think you've had two. Keep going. That should be good. What'd you get?
0.08.
You're fucking drunk.
I don't
Yes,
even feel it.
legally drunk. You had two shandies and you're
I
drunk.
don't even feel it at all.
What a...
How is that even possible?
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
weird.
Well, 2 beers is a legal limit usually. And then you can have like 1 an hour after that. But I drink fucking. This isn't that high in alcohol content, but usually mine are about 7 or above.
It's weird.
Yeah, Night to Dismember.
You're just lighting the loafers.
You're probably not going to see a worse movie than this.
No.
Not a horror movie.
No, even the worst like direct-to-video stuff is at least kind of coherent most of the time, or edited, or has dialogue, or like the music, or is at least in sync with the scenes or whatever.
Yeah, and like I want to compare this to like Night Train to Terror, where it's like Night Train to Terror was bad, but in like an entertaining.
Yeah,
bad
Yeah,
way.
Night Train to
Well,
Terror
it's a fun watch.
is a phenomenal film compared to this.
Yeah, and yeah, just comparing these two, it's ridiculous. It's like
I'm not.
this is
If
horrible.
we ever do this theme again, I'm not going to top myself.
Well, we're gonna do it
No.
every summer.
Every summer.
Yep.
Yeah.
We can find something, I'm sure, but yeah, nothing tops this.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, like I said, it's the Citizen Kane of.
Yeah. Once
bad
again,
movies.
Randy picks.
Which
the
I don't
true
even know
Trainwreck.
why that's a reference, because Citizen Kane is whatever. It's boring.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, and
Well, this is like it reached like another level of bad movies, because when I think of like bad horror movies, I think of like, well, we did last year Tim Ritter, the Truth or Dare, which you guys didn't say. You said it wasn't like even close to like being the worst or whatever.
Yeah.
But you didn't see the sequels where they're straight just VHS camcorder type
Right.
shit. That's what I think of. But this is like beyond any.
yeah, this amazes me that it even got made.
Yeah,
No, that it
it's
even has like
just
a following,
release,
and,
yeah.
and like
Yeah,
it's
and a
known.
following.
It's known. And
It is.
Like our friend Russell Van Glider, I posted about this movie, and he said he loves it. I'm
Well,
like,
then,
really?
have you guys seen Manos, Hands of Fate?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
bad, but it's
that has a Blu-ray release.
I know. That's what I was getting at.
on
It's
like Synapse or something.
stuff like that gets a following, and this does too. I don't. This is released on DVD.
Well, you know, I mean,
but-
The Room has a huge following.
Yeah,
It's
but
just like
that's
terrible movies just get big followings.
One thing I did want to bring up too was like the detective, whatever you call
Right.
him. Like every scene that I'd go back to him in his office, it would always be the phone rings, he picks it up, he starts talking, then he hangs up, stands up, grabs a coat. Every scene was the exact same. Like I think they just reused that scene over and over.
yeah.
and over
They
again.
did a couple takes on that scene, and they just kept using it. Like he said, it
That's
was like
it's all the outtake scenes and stuff. So that was probably all. That this is take 1, this is take 2, this is take 3, all of the same scene.
Yeah.
And she's like, "All right, well, that's fucking that's 5 scenes right there."
It's oh my god, this movie, like you said, it was short film, but oh my god, it felt like I was watching a 2-hour-long movie. It just was so
Genuinely,
tormenting.
the first like half hour of it kept me fairly entertained and laughing and like, what the fuck, you know? And, but then like after a while,
you
it
get
was just kinda-
irritated. Yeah, it's just like fuck this.
After a while, it was too much.
Yeah, I kept trying to reach for my phone, and I'm going, no, I gotta at least pay attention. But like,
Oh
I just
my
wanted
God.
me to go grab my phone.
Are you gonna throw up?
No, that's tequila.
Tequila.
By Demon Wind, he's not going to even be comprehensible.
That's my whole point.
The first thing I drank way too much of and threw up on was Jose Cuervo. So like, just the sight of that bottle is kind of giving me the.
It's not exactly Southern Comfort. That's the worst. But yeah.
So how are we doing? Are we doing the reverse grading?
Yes, we have
Again.
to.
Yep. So yeah, like a 10 is a 0 for people that.
Yeah,
haven't listened
this
to our
is all
first
around
one.
tens. I don't know how someone's gonna give it less than a 10.
It's
It's a 10.
it's like a
No.
8.5.
What?
Yeah, contrarian piece of shit over there. You know it's the worst. You just said it's the.
It's maybe a 9. I don't know.
You just said
It's-
you're not gonna find anything worse.
It's probably a 10.
It's a 10. And then you gave Night Train to Terror like a 7.5 or something.
Night Train to Terror is cool.
Yeah, and you were so confused when he did that too, even though you set
Yeah.
up the ratings. That was
It threw me off. I was like, that meant that
If
he
we're
liked
doing
it.
reverse ratings on Night Train to Terror, it's a 2.5.
Yeah. Reverse rating of the reverse rating. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's pretty terrible. But it's like, it starts off being terrible in kind of an endearing way, and then kind of like by the end of the first act, it's just like,
Yeah, if I was gonna rate this, I'll say a 10 because it is like there is nothing I'll find that is worse than this. But like, I gotta give it props. I was like, hey, there's nudity, there's some decent gore in like a low budget, crappy way, but it's not enough to even give it like a 0.25 on like the normal scale.
That's what I'm trying to get in my breathalyzer right now. But I can't reach that high for some reason. I'm shot in tequila.
Well, blow harder. You like see how long I blew?
Yeah.
Sounds so wrong.
No one blows harder or longer than Scott.
Nope. Or his top 100 list either. We should put your top 100 list and make it blow into this.
And
Fuck you.
His breathalyzer would
Legally
just
dead.
die.
Review time. Yeah, we all there's 10, and this is I watched this over, I think a week ago, something like that. Yesterday, I was like, I should refresh on like some of the movies, but I don't have to refresh on Night to Dismember. There's nothing
to refresh on.
No, there's no coherent anything about this film. Yeah, a 10.
Yeah, there's no other way to give this.
I can't even like think of anything that's worth talking about in that movie, and it's a really hard movie to talk about.
Yeah, there's like the one scene that sticks out in my mind is like right at the beginning when the sister kills the other sister in the bathtub, and the scene ends with like, and then she mysteriously fell on the axe. And like, how do she just fell on her own axe and died? All right, what?
God, this movie. Randy, I have to applaud you for choosing something like this, because this is a first for me. I've never seen anything this fucking bad.
Yeah, it was one of those movies that kept like popping up on social media over the years, and I just didn't think it was going to be this bad. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be bad, but yeah, not this bad. But holy
It's
shit.
bad. It doesn't.
I think we acted way better than they did.
Yeah, we
Probably.
did. My
yeah.
scream was better than most of the acting.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I think the worst part of our acting was Scott's scream, actually.
I hate you.
You do. You're just saying that because you're wasted off too
Not
shandy.
even fucking wasted.
because you're drunk as fuck on Arnold Palmer's over there.
Oh, fuck you. I'm not even wasted.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I'll say, you've seen me drunk.
Fuck off.
You've seen me fucking wasted, so you know I'm not wasted.
Wasn't someone like shoving stuff up your butt when you're like drunk or something? Like
No, they were fucking grounding raw ground beef into my long hair and shit.
You had long hair,
I had hair down past my shoulders.
Yeah.
like the mullet style, just the back.
No, it was like long hair, metalhead
It
style.
was just, thin on top.
Yeah,
It
photos.
started getting that way.
Yeah.
I have one photo that like somehow survived through the ages.
Okay, well, that's going to be the photo for this podcast.
And
the
it looks
Trainwreck.
like, and I'm drunk too, so like it's
Awesome.
like perfect.
I
one.
wish I had some pictures.
All right,
from
you
that
got to send
night.
me that photo because I'm going to post it with this
Okay.
podcast.
And on to our next.
On to
film.
our next film. Sorry that we couldn't enlighten you on anything about this
Just
movie.
avoid this movie.
Yeah, just avoid it. Sorry.
Linda, don't be so queer. Of course not.
Scott and Billy are notorious homosexuals.
Okay, queer bait, isn't it time you came out of the closet?
He's such a homo. He took the bedspread.
Come on, you faggot. This isn't funny anymore.
Will you respect me after this?
Oh, shut up, you queer. Which one of the homos has been making calls to the phone downstairs?
Chris, who is it?
I don't know.
Oh,
You son of a bitch!
I can't believe you did that! Through the front of the goddamn house? What if my father sees you?
What do you want me to do? Enter from the rear next time?
Oh, don't you wish?
Don't just stand there. Give me a hand. Don't you know this is a fire violation?
If your ass wasn't so big, we wouldn't have a problem.
It's not my ass, baby.
Don't flatter yourself.
Oh, whoa! I'm stuck.
What's the matter? Did you rip your Calvins?
Fuck you, whore! You bitch! I'll get you! And that was a scene from our next film, The Last Slumber Party, which has haunted me for a good decade.